Hope Cook with Dermcast.live. We're here at Fall SDPA in Vegas, and I have breaking news about a pharmacology course available on our website. Here to tell us more is Allyssa. Allyssa, will you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Allyssa Clapsaddle. I'm a physician assistant, and I'm the co-chair of our distance education committee here at SDPA.
Okay, so tell us about this pharmacology course.
So we have a course that we just released called Pharmacology in Dermatology, catchy, but we really wanted to focus on the pharmacology side of dermatology. We felt there was kind of a educational gap there where you end up with kind of one slide of how to treat things sometimes, and we don't actually really know a whole lot about why we use some of our medications. So we really focused on a couple really key things in dermatology and really kind of dove into the pharmacology side of it, why medications work, how the medications are utilized in our body and excreted, so we can be more knowledgeable about how we prescribe our medications when we prescribe them, and maybe patients that is appropriate or not appropriate for. So we did a couple of common dermatology things and went from there.
Okay, so give me some examples of what this course talks about.
Of course. So acne, of course, you can't really do a dermatology lecture without talking about acne. So acne, and we kind of go through just your common acne treatments, some of the kind of newer ones on the market as well. And then we go kind of dive into atopic dermatitis. We have 2 physician assistants that present on that, which is great. So you get kind of 2 different ways of treatment, the way they can collaborate. And then we actually have one of my favorite ones is infectious disease, specifically in dermatology. We have a PharmD, a pediatric PharmD who did that lecture with Stanford University, and she did an awesome job, really dove into some things that sometimes we learn in PA school, but we don't always remember. We don't really think about sometimes how, when we prescribe doxycycline, some of the side effects that maybe you don't think about every day that we forget about over time, and then how the medication's excreted, what our body does with that medication when we're taking the 100 milligrams of doxycycline every day for a few months at a time at times. And then we did a psoriasis lecture as well. The psoriasis lecture was also one of my favorites. We had a physician assistant with her collaborating physician do a talk together, which I thought was really cool. You can kind of see the way that they interact with each other in clinic on the screen even. So that was really great to have the 2 of them do that together as well. And then we had a rheumatology physician assistant do a immunosuppressive lecture.
Ooh,
so kind of
target
some of those things that maybe come across our desks throughout the day, but we're not using the methotrexates and cyclosporines as often these days, where rheumatology is very familiar with those and comfortable with them.
And these are unbranded.
All unbranded, so it's all for CME, 6 CME credits for those lectures. So it's quite a pretty good bang for your buck.
Yeah, and you can watch it from home in your pajamas.
Yes, you can do it from home in your pajamas. Don't need to come to a conference. Conferences are great, but not everyone can get out to these big conferences, and so it's a nice, convenient way you can do that and kind of get the education at your own speed and at your own pace, and maybe while you're on the couch in your pajamas.
Yeah, and then you also said y'all do workshops.
We do. So part of the really cool thing about becoming a member of the SDPA is you get discounted courses and discounted events, our conferences in general, and then you also get a free monthly webinar from the SDPA. So you're going to get these courses, but then you're also going to get monthly webinars that are completely free of charge if you're an SDPA member, along with all the other amazing things that come with being an SDPA member.
That's really cool. Okay, so how can people find this? Where is it on the website?
So on our website, you go to the SDPA website, and then under Learning Center, there's a little tab up top, and you go under the Learning Center. We have actually a really beautiful brand new learning management center, so it's very easy to navigate, and you'll find it under the online courses. That also has at the top of our website, there is a little banner there that you can even click on. It takes you directly to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Allyssa.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so if you need 6 extra hours of CME and you're interested in pharmacology, check it out. This is Hope Cook signing off with Dermcast Live at the Drop-In Studio in Vegas.